In today's video, I will show you how to create this easy-to-do map that shows the population of the USA mainland states and with graphs that divides the population by 3 age groups. After this tutorial, you will be able to understand the process of joining Excel tables with shapefile tables, implement charts in your maps, and improve your map design. So, without much further ado, let's go to the video. Okay, so the first thing we are going to do is click on Map and save this project in a folder. In this case, I'm going to desktop. I'm going to this folder right here, create a new one, give it a name, select, click OK, and now I gave a name to this project, pie chart, age, map, USA. OK. After clicking OK, we wait a second for the map to open. After the map is opened, we are going to remove the base map because in this tutorial we are not going to use it. Right click on map, properties, coordinate system, and we are going to select the coordinate system for this particular project. Since we are going only to use the mainland of the USA, I'm going to choose Kansas as our coordinate system. So search for Kansas right here and you choose the first one, Kansas LCC, and click OK. Now I will save the project and I will start to import our data. In this case, the shapefile of the states of USA. So I'm going to the previous folder in desktop, data, and I will import the shapefile USA states. I have a CSV file too in this folder that I'm going to show you in a bit. So the shapefile is added to the map. It's taking a long time to load. Okay. Let's open the attribute table. And as you can see in this attribute table, we have 52 lines representing 52 states, and we have the name of the state right here. And here we have a code, and this code we are using to join this shapefile with a CSV file with age data of all these states of USA. So as you can see, if I click here in California, we can look for the data once more. I already see hey, that means California, the name, and the code I talked about that we are going to use to join this table to the CSV table that I'm going to show you now. So let's go to desktop again, our folder, data, and let's open the CSV file. So the CSV file as the states 52, the code that I talked that we're going to use to join this table to the other table. So Alabama has this code, and in our Excel the code is the same for the Alabama. So right here we have the states, the code, and we have all these age groups. For example, these ones, but we are going to use this 0 to 24. That's the sum of these 5 classes. We are going to use 25 to 64. I will highlight it too. 65 to 85 plus years, and I will highlight the tutorial because we are going to use it too. So let's save, click OK, close, and we can go back to ArcGIS. So let's add data and import the population by states usc.csv. So let's open this table, click open. And as you can see, all the data are the same. Let's close. Now what we are going to do is to join these two tables to the USA states shapefile. For that, you right click on the shapefile, joins and relates, click add join. You wait a second for the box to open. Input table, use the shapefile, and join table, use the CSV file. Okay, that is already filled. To join, for example, California with California or Alabama with Alabama, we got to have a common field between both tables. For this particular case, as we saw earlier, the common field of the shapefile is this one, and for the table is the field called code right here. So let's change this to code and click OK. Let's close the CSV table, and as you can see, both tables were joined into the shapefile. If for some reason you want to go back, we select joins and relates again and click remove all joins. For this project, we want to continue working with this table. So for that, let's export the join shapefile into a new one. Let's save it on the folder we are working. So for that, desktop, this one, data, USA states, and let's add h_h, for example. Let's click save. Environments current map, and OK. Wait a second. Let's close this one. And since this is a brand new shapefile, we cannot longer remove the joins, as you can see. So let's remove the shapefile and table we don't need. Yeah. And now we are going to start creating our pie chart map. For that, right click on the shapefile and select symbology. Here, let's change the selection from single symbol to chart. The chart type, we select pie chart. And for the fields, we select the field we want to represent. So 0 to 25 years old for the first class, 25 to 64 years old for the second, and for the last one, 65 to 80 plus. For the label, we write what we want to show on the legend and repeat this for the other classes, like this. The next step is changing the colors of the classes. For that, we are going to select colors chosen by us. I don't want outline color. For the first class, I will use as an Xcode 89, E6, E7, and click OK. Now let's repeat this process to the remaining classes. Let's go back. For the 25 to 64 years old, I will choose a different color. No color for the outline. And for the color, I will choose as an X code 393969. Let's click OK. Something is missing. Let's check what was wrong. Okay, the code is wrong. Let's change to 396969. Okay, it's fixed. Let's repeat the process to the last class, giving it a darker color than the previous. 0F 1C 1C, and click OK. To finish, we click on the apply button. So the map didn't refresh, but that's okay. Let's select pie chart again to refresh the map. Okay, and let's save the project. Let's wait a second. And let's start to change some parameters of the map. So for the normalization, we set as the default value. Background, I will select a dark gray. In this case, 70% gray. And for the outline, I will choose white and outline width 0.1 points and apply. Let's go back to the symbology panel. Bar width, well, the map didn't refresh. This is actually a common bug that happens with ArcGIS Pro. And to solve this, we just need to repeat the process, selecting pie charts again as the chart type. Now it changed, but sadly we need to repeat the color processing part. So let's repeat this part again, selecting the colors we chose previously for the three classes. Since this is a process I already show you, I will speed up the video in this part. Now let's hit the return arrow and choose the background as previous. So for the background, white outline with the 0.1 as an outline width. And for the color, 70% gray. Let's apply. And yeah, and the map is updated with the chosen background color. In the appearance, the size type I will choose is going to be sum of selected fields. What this does is represent the total population of each state. So the bigger the population size, the bigger the size of our pie charts. For example, a graph of this size represents 10 million people, and a graph of this size represents 580,000 people. Okay, for the minimum size, I will choose 8. For the appearance compensation will be unchecked. Show legend checked and show chart outline unchecked. For the leader lines, I will put uncheck for prevent chart overlap because I don't want those green lines. Let's check if we need to change something else. No, the rest stays the same. Yes, stays the same. And for the display options, I prefer to use clockwise direction charts, so let's select clockwise. Next, I want my map to have black tones, and so for that, let's change the background color of the background. For that, right click on map, properties, and go to maybe general, I think. Yeah, that's right, and change the color to black and click OK. And our background is black. The setup of the map is finished, so now let's move to the layout creation. For that, let's go to Insert, Layout, A4 Landscape. Now go to Map Frame and choose our map and drop the selection to the map, like this. Yeah, like this. And that's it. Now let's change the size of the map, adjusting the map to the borders of the page. Click on Layout and then on Activate, and maintaining your thumb on the letter Z of your keyboard and clicking on the left side of the mouse. Adjust the map until you think it's okay. Now go to Layout and click Close Activation. A thing that I noticed is that some of the charts are actually covered by the bigger ones, and I don't want that to happen. To fix this, let's select Symbology of our shapefile, then select Advanced Options on this button, Feature Drawing, and we want the graphs with the biggest population below the ones with the lower population. So simply select the total population, this field, and select the lowest draws on top. What this does is you prevent graphs of some states being below the bigger ones and not show at all on the map. Let's go back to the layout view, and as you can see, the graphs that represent lower values stays in front of the graphs with bigger values. Next, let's put a legend in our map, going to Insert, then clicking on Legend, and drag it like this. First, I will change the title, and for that I go to the map view. I will name it as population and percentage, and this one I will change in a second. Let's select the legend, go to properties, and I will change the font from Tahoma, I think, yes, to Quicksand. It's the one I actually prefer. Let's go back because I forgot to change the font color. So let's go to text symbol and select the color, change to white, and click apply. Now let's move the legend to the position I want. For example, the bottom left corner, and I will change the legend a bit. I will make some changes manually, and for that you select the legend, right click, select convert to graphics, and then you select again and choose ungroup. Now you can change all the parts one by one. I will begin to remove the chart symbol. Then I will select the 3 rectangles and change the sizes like this. Okay. After the rectangles, I will change the age classes text, because when we had to refresh the map two pie charts, we lost the names we gave earlier. Now I will select the text and change to the names I chose earlier. So 0 hyphen 24 years, this one 25 hyphen 64 years, and the last one 65 hyphen 85 plus years. And that's it. Here we have three red dots, and this means we have text that is not showing. So simply select and drag. Now let's move the population percentage a little bit. Some of selected fields I will delete, and I will copy and paste population percentage and change the percentage to n. That means population, but in this case number. Okay. Next, I will select this part of our legend. So selecting each piece one by one and place it on this side, like this. So let's just adjust a little bit more. Let's move it a little bit to here, and it looks nice. A thing I actually noticed is that the class representing the oldest stage group has a similar color to our background, so I will change the background of the map. So for that, you go to Map, Properties, General, and I'll change to this gray. And since this gray is the same as our background of our shapefile, we need to change our shapefile color to right here, background, and let's choose this gray, 70%, I think. Yeah, 70%, and click apply. And that's it. Let's go back to our layout view. The next step is to give orientation to our map, choosing a north arrow. I like this simple one, but we need to change it to a light color. So for that, we simply select the element, click on this arrow, choose point symbol, and choose your color to white, like this, and click apply. And I will just adjust the arrow to the left. We are almost done, and to finish the map, let's place a scale bar. Choose one from the menu. Since this is a map of USA, I will select one by the second menu that has the imperial measure system. I chose this one, that it's one of the simplest ones, and I will edit the scale bar to be easier to read. So for that, select scale bar. Right here, we set this to default, miles. On properties, let's change, for example, right here, no, we don't need to change this. Divisions, let's change divisions to 1. And subdivisions, I will select 2. So we just have a number in the first part, one in the middle, and one in the end. Okay, so now position, I want it at above bar. Number of decimal places, we don't need to change. And now what we need to do is change the color of all the parts of our scale bar to white. So move from black to white. In the mark section, I will change the color too. So let's change the color from black to white in all the parts. So for division marks, now for subdivisions, this little bar like this, apply. Now we just need to change the numbers and miles. And so for that, to change the text color, we select this arrow, go to units, for example, and pick the white color and click apply. And now we just need the numbers. So go to numbers and pick white and click apply, and it's finished. Now let's return, and that's actually a thing that is missing. That is change the text symbol from, in this case, Arial to quicksand. So it's changed. Let's click apply, and I want to change this a bit. In this case, the miles, I want to place it below the bar and not after. So for that, you click on scale bar. I think it's right here. Yeah, label position, and let's select below center, I think. Yeah, below center, and select below center, and it's below the bar. Let's increase the offset to 6, and that's it. Now it's finished. Adjust the size to the legend map box, and now we are going to export our map. So to finish our layout, we are going to cover these blank spaces. So for that, we just select our layout and drag to cover all these white parts. I will just remove the outline color. There's no need, but I like to do it. So right here, I will, on the border, just choose no color, and now you just drag to cover those white parts. So I cover on the left, now on the right, and you do this for the upper part and the bottom part. And the very last thing to do is to export a map. For that, you go to Share, click on Export Layout, you choose your file type. In this case, I will choose PNG, 300 dpi, clip to graphics extend. I will uncheck. I will save to a folder. In this case, I'll create a new one folder. I will call it layout. Double click, and I will give a name to the map, age underscore groups underscore USA underscore states. Save, export, and it's finished. So let's check the final result. Let's go back to our folder and open our image. And as you can see, I think it looks great, and it's easy to read and to understand. For example, right here in California, of all the states, it's the one with the most population, followed by Texas, Florida, and New York, I think. And for the age group classes, for example, in Texas, maybe, it's easy to see that between 30 to 40% maybe of the population is 25 years old or less. Thank you for watching. If you like this type of content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment what you want to learn next.